Hi, folks. Welcome to another edition of Just Fish Outdoors. I'm your host, Dale York. Hey, I attended the Oklahoma Tackle Hunting and Boat Show held in Pryor, Oklahoma last weekend, and while attending the show, I spoke with several very interesting exhibitors. I had a lot of fun at the show, and many of the dealers were showing deeply discounted prices on their products. The show had everything from boats to firearms. Join us as we speak with one of the exhibitors. We're going to talk with Mark McGuire of Crappie Customs Baits and learn about their unique product. Hi folks, Dale York, Just Fish Outdoors, and I'm with my very good friend Mark McGuire, and we're here in the Crappie Customs booth at the 2023 Oklahoma Tackle Boat and Hunting Show in Pryor, Oklahoma. It's starting today, February 10th, and it'll run through the 12th.
Correct.
And we'll be here all weekend, and we're going to talk to Mark about this new bait and find out some of the specifics. Mark, tell us about this new company and this new bait you've been bragging about.
This is Crappie Customs, made in Muskogee, Oklahoma by a very good friend of mine, Corey Carter. You can find his baits on Facebook. You can find them on his website, crappiecustoms.com. They look something similar to a Bobby Garland baby shad. The only difference in these is I have caught 100 fish on this bait.
Wow.
100 fish on this bait.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
The only reason I lost it because sand bass wanted it more than I did. They are great, awesome colors. I mean, he's got every color of the rainbow. They are great, tough baits.
Yeah, and we want to tell people once again, these are made by professional anglers for anybody. I mean, anybody can enjoy these baits. They're awesome baits. They're tough baits. They're made right here in Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
And you was telling me about a tip for the hook keeper, the lead keeper, when putting these baits on. You want to explain that a little bit? Pro-built?
Thank you. The Pro-built jig, it has a double barb on it, bait keeper. It also has a wire bait keeper on them. And the trick about those is when you put your bait, when you get ready to put your hook in your bait, is you squeeze this bait, you squeeze it tight, and worm your jig head on there, and those double bait keepers go into the plastic, and then once you let go of it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it won't tear the bait up.
Right.
Awesome. You can fish these baits with a bait keeper. You can fish these baits without a bait keeper. I mean, that's how tough they are.
Oh, wow.
It stays up there. It stays up on the head of the jig.
Yeah.
They're awesome baits.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating to be in a hot crappie situation.
Absolutely.
And you get a strike, you jerk, and down come your jig. What I call pulling your pants down.
Right.
And you have to stop, and put it back together, and then go to fishing again.
Or catch 2 fish.
Right.
Or 3 fish, and your bait is absolutely ripped to pieces.
Right.
You can't pull these apart.
Wow.
They are amazing.
Sounds like they're as tough as nails.
He also has a paddle tail that I fish during right now in the wintertime. The small baits are the ticket.
Yes, I
They
agree.
want the small bait.
Right.
It's finesse fishing, even with live scope. I'm catching a limit about every day I go.
Right.
With live scope, but it's putting it on their nose and holding it. And you may have to hold it there for 30 to 45 seconds.
Almost using a technique we utilize and we talk to about dead sticking. It's almost a dead stick type application.
Exactly. And but the paddle tail bait I fish later in the year, during the spawn, during the summer. You have to mimic the size of the bait.
Oh yeah.
And the paddle tail is 2 3/4 inches long. It's just as tough as that.
Yeah.
Just as tough, and it's awesome bait as well.
And that's a good tip too for this
cold water, midwinter fishing is to, you know, sometimes, a lot of times you have to downsize that bait to get bit.
Right.
I mean, if you're fishing with a 2.5, 3.5 inch bait, you may not get the bites that you'll get with an inch and 3/4 or 2-inch bait.
You'll get the bite, but it'll be a short strike.
Right.
Right now, these fish, a lot of these fish are short, even short striking these small baits.
Yeah.
They're short striking.
Yeah.
And so you have to mimic the size.
Yeah, match the hatch.
Match the hatch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, you know, and that is so critical, especially when we get into these after cold front high bluebird days. That's when the size of that bait can be extremely critical.
Absolutely.
Because those fish get so neutral that you've got to downsize your baits in order to get a bite.
Right.
You just have to do it.
And, you know, even live scope doesn't make fish bite.
Right.
Active target, Lawrence, same way. I'm sure
Yes,
you have seen it. I chased one fish the other day, chased him 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a big fish. It was a 3-pound fish.
Wow.
2 3/4 to 3-pound fish. He absolutely covered up the entire grid.
Right.
On that live scope. And I chased him. I put 6 different baits in front of his nose.
Yeah.
And he would move about 6, 7 foot, or she would. It wasn't he, or she. She'd move about 6, 7 foot, set back up.
Yeah.
Just lock up. I'd put another bait on, ease up there, because I had several baits already hooked up there in the boat, and put another bait down there. She wasn't interested.
Right.
But you have to match. Color doesn't really mean a lot to me anymore.
Right. That's more of a water situation, you know.
Right.
You kind of want a higher visibility bait when you've got a cloudier or more stained water, and then go more for the translucent baits or the clearer baits when you've got more of a clearer water situation.
Right. Talking about muddy water, I was making a film for Flea Fly several years ago, and had Jeff Williams in the boat with me. Visibility was like this. You got the bait in the water, it was gone.
Right.
You couldn't see it. And I was fishing dark, big baits, big profile baits in that water. What I would fish in the dark colored water.
Right.
And Jeff said, "Do you have a firecracker?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "Jeff, you don't want to fish that in this dirty water. It's clear.
Right.
It's clear, and just have some red, blue, and silver flake in it."
Right.
I said, "I want a firecracker." Before he dropped that 3-inch crappie kicker down in the water, and before the line ever got tight, pound 3/4 fish. Bam. He caught 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I said, "I want firecracker on mine too." But you know, live scope has taught us that.
Right. Right.
As soon as you drop a bait in the water, the fish knows it's there.
Oh, we could do a whole show on just tips and helpful tips on the live scope, and of course I'm Lowrance Pro Staff, so for I use Active Target, and it's just amazing that instant feedback you're getting to that fish's reaction to whatever bait you're putting in front of that fish.
That's the reason why I fish these today, is because live scope.
Right.
The reaction.
Right.
These small baits are amazing.
Yeah.
Those fish, you put a big bait in there that might come up and look at it, they might nip the tail, they're gone.
Right.
You put a small bait on, and these baits here are amazing because you can catch so many fish on.
Right.
You put that small bait on there, and they nose up there to it, and they eat it.
Right.
You have to mimic the size of the hatch.
Oh yeah, it's so important to know, kind of have some idea what your fish are feeding on. But once again, between Active Target and live scope, that immediate feedback you get between that fish's reaction to whatever bait you're putting in front of them. And we've never had that before until now.
Right.
And it just makes us such a much more efficient fisherman. Because we do get that immediate feedback. And like I said, we could do a whole show just on Active Target and live scope. But we're talking about Crappie Customs made right here in Oklahoma.
Skokie, Oklahoma, Corey Carter.
And, once again, they have a Facebook page, Crappie Customs.
Crappie Customs. You can get them you can go online. You can get them at www.crappiecustoms.com. He has a whole line of his baits on there. You can order right off of there, and he'll ship the next day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to trying some of these baits, especially lasting as long as they do. You know, these baits would have so many different applications other than crappie fishing.
Oh, sure.
You know, if you're sand bass fishing, sand bass love these things in the spring. Walleye fishing.
I've caught numerous walleye on these.
Yeah, that's, you know, there's more application out there than just crappie, but, you know, they're kind of teed toward crappie. And once again, folks, they've got tons and tons of colors. I don't even know if we can count how many colors they have, but they have a bunch of them. And once again, that's Crappie Customs out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Corey Carter. So you can get in touch with them on Facebook or crappiecustoms.com. And order some of these baits, folks, because I think you're really going to be impressed with how long they last.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's incredible. It's great for the fishermen. I don't know about the guy inventing and making the lures, but it's great for the fishermen.
But it's great for the fishermen.
So, great for the fishermen. Once again, Crappie Customs out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. This is Dale York and my good friend Mark McGuire for Just Fish Outdoors saying, we'll catch you later.
Folks, don't forget, there's another Oklahoma tackle hunting and boat show coming up in El Reno, Oklahoma this weekend. That's February 17th through the 19th. Just Fish Outdoors will be there, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of fantastic exhibitors with some great deals. So for more information, jump on the Montgomery Productions website for details. This is Dale York for Just Fish Outdoors saying, we'll catch you later.